Tokyo Magnitude 8.0 is an anime that came out in 2009 and is based on the hypothetical scenario of modern-day Tokyo being hit by a massive earthquake. It follows two siblings, Mirai and Yuki, who head to the robot expedition in Odaiba. The earthquake strikes and the two are separated. Mirai finds her younger brother with the help of a female motorcyclist named Mari. The three of them decide to head home together, and the series is mostly complied of their journey home and the challenges they face along the way. Once again, Tokyo Magnitude 8.0 follows the events of a massive earthquake that hits Tokyo, Japan, and revolves around two siblings, Mirai and Yuki. Mirai and Yuki are cared for and looked after by Mari, who helps them get home in West Tokyo. Mari is not just looking after them, she's also looking to head home to see and take care of what condition her young daughter and mother are also in. This anime uses a lot of emotion and something that I like to call the Grave of Firefly effect, where it uses children as a way to tag at your heart and emotions. I can't get into full detail without spoiling the whole story, but I'll leave it at that, which may pique your interest. There is a message that is really striking within this anime, that everyone should always care for their own relatives, because we will never know if or when we will part ways. Remember, regret always comes at the end, and while this anime also reminds us to always be optimistic, by also telling us that we shouldn't see things in a negative side only, especially in a midst of disaster. I guess it's a little ironic too, since this was aired the same year Tokyo had their massive earthquake. Kind of ironic. Well, great job, Cinema Studio and Bones. Great job. I hate this city, I hate my house and parents. I hate it when my parents get angry at me too. I hate it even more when they get angry when they aren't even working. I've had enough. Everything should just break. That's what I thought every single day. These words haunt as you are introduced to a version of destruction of Tokyo in ruins following an earthquake with an epicenter right in Tokyo Bay. The speaker of these words, Mirai, stands in front of several other survivors, looking on the carnage that has just been taken place. The touching between her thoughts and the chaotic scene are a beautiful array of one of the best ever scenes I've seen in a long time in an anime. I, as a reviewer, don't like to use terms like one of the best. It's chilling watching the rescue workers go to work and the crowds cluster together not knowing what to do. As a news reporter cuts in to talk about the damage, and then, just like that, cuts into a few days prior to a normal day in Tokyo. The rest of this episode is pretty much normal life in Tokyo for Mirai and a middle schooler and a younger brother, which is effective, due to the fact that it's because the audience knows what's going to happen, they just don't get bored, but rather are held in suspense waiting for the climax to hit. Knowing that this normal life is not going to last, it is rare to see an engaging use of dramatic irony in anime nowadays. So this style and feel of the first episode is not boring, but a welcoming experience for those with patience, and not only for people who are into anime for the big bada booms. The thing which shocks you, and I mean really shocks you within this anime, is how realistic it is. The ending is something that is just impactful, it really is. Again, I like to use the term the Grave of Fireflies effect, and really this is something that you really don't think really happens, but it does. And it really never felt forced. It was nothing that felt like it was a waste of the small amount of 11 episodes it was given. Every single person that you walk past had a story behind them, and it showed great emotion and impact as them as characters, of them just being random people that Mirai and Yuki meet. This just only proves that Japan is one of those countries where everyone helps everyone. Mirai starts off as a bratty kid, but soon develops to become a responsible person who cares for her younger brother. Yuki is a stereotypical happy kid who tends not to complain and keeps his issues to himself. Mirai is portrayed intentionally as a strong, responsible woman, but later becomes apparent when she has to worry of her own and is, after all, human. However, she is caring throughout the series. First half of the series seems to focus on how the city copes with the earthquake, the panic and chaos that comes with such a disaster. It shows that even a city like Tokyo, which is perhaps best prepared for an earthquake of this magnitude, plunges into chaos and despair when such an event actually takes place. The second half of the series is the best part. It focuses on Mirai and her relationship with her younger brother. It shows that those characters, especially Mirai, are deeper than they intentionally appear. The ending is sorrowful and makes one truly respect the value of life. I think where this anime stood out for me was the characters. This only applies for the three main characters, Mirai, Mari, and Yuki. They are, throughout the series, some of the rawest, most realistic anime characters I've ever seen. Mirai is pretty much the reflection of a teenage girl. All she wants is to moan and bitch about everything that is going on around her. Yuki is the sweetest kid you could ever imagine. He's pretty much the exact opposite of an average little boy. He's selfless, caring, and smart. Mari is a typical mother. I would go into more details, but to be honest, I don't care much about her to really go farther with. The biggest issue I would say was the dropping in and out of characters. Suddenly characters were introduced only to never be seen again. I seriously wanted to know what happened to them. Did they disappear? They seemed like they could have been sort of a canon to the series with people like Yuki's friend from school or a work friend of Mari's. Overall, if you take in just the three main characters, you got a sturdy lineup that is great seeing on how they interact with other people. The animation is average, and that's all I really can say, but this never really distracts from the whole experience. The animation doesn't match the art. At times, the animation is well done and very fluid with the CG effects. Yes, there are a little bit of problems with the background CGI people who are showcased within the anime, but honestly, the backgrounds could have been better, I will admit. In general, they're attractive and detailed as far as with the whole setting of the whole story. This all suddenly changes to an uneven scenarios with shifting movements and odd expressions. The art is clean and simple, yet somewhat inconsistent as well. The character models were endured, creating a more realistic feeling to the series. Tokyo Magnitude 8.0 brings a well done but not memorable soundtrack. The opening by a Big Dumb Boys School conveys a nostalgic feel that you may recognize from songs of Radiohead. The ending leaves you with a mixed gloom, emotion, that you may be more attracted to the characters because of it. The background music is there, and it's good for what it's worth, but it's fairly bland and forgettable. The voice cast, however, did a really great job. The voices for each character, as each of them sound exactly what they should. Mirai sounds like a bratty teenager at the beginning, and her voice becomes softer and still through the series and matching her maturing as a person. Yuki sounds as a hopeful and sincere boy as is, and of course, Mari as an adult reveals a mature and composed voice. The entire voice cast gets each character's personality perfectly, and people would argue, would it be better to watch the sub or the dub? Either one are both fantastic to listen to. I personally watched the full thing in dub, but then I went back to watch a little bit of the sub to get a little bit of idea before doing this review, and honestly, they both portray the emotion that this anime provides very well. I would give top credit to every single voice actor and actresses who are a part of either the sub or the dub. Personally, if you are more for the dub side better, go for the dub. It portrays perfect emotion and capability of what they can do as voice actors, but of course you can always go check out the sub, and I believe honestly you'll get the same feeling for either or of the emotion that were taken through the voice acting. If you want something realistic, something apocalyptic, or even something in which will make you appreciate how precious the peaceful and quiet mornings you are when you wake up, this anime is worth a watch. Nothing else can come close to it in that regards. Well, some can, but this definitely is a top tier for what it is worth. It's just a shame that it's over by the time the powerful emotions hit you. Tokyo Magnitude 8.0 won't be the for sure one more add-on to your anime list. It is rememberable and it does change you somewhat as a person. You may not even be very susceptible to the tear-jerking drama, but Tokyo Magnitude 8.0 is just overflowing with normality, and you won't even notice how much you'll love it until you get into the painful feelings portrayed at the last episodes that emerge inside you through its emotion and presentation as an anime. So of course, for my overall score for the story, characters, animation, sound, and my own personal enjoyment, I am going to award Tokyo Magnitude 8.0 a total of 8.04 out of 10, and gonna definitely recommend this to everyone out there who is out to seek for a realistic and emotional anime. Overall, it really doesn't matter if you're in for the drama or you're just there for an over-top anime. Everyone must watch this superb and moving story that I ensure there won't be very much people out there that will dislike it or ignore its own content, because it does very well for what it is worth. Personally, Tokyo Magnitude 8.0 touched me as an anime. It didn't touch me for a long time, but I found that it was something refreshed between the so many overused themes I've seen in other anime. At the beginning, I really wanted to slap Mirai, yet slowly, I started to like her as a character. Yuki was my joy, yet also my pain, and I think that even if I decided to watch the series again, it'd be just for him. Mari didn't build great feelings for me, but I liked her and I recognized her as one of the pillars for the siblings. The story is like a one of a kind, it just stands out for what it is, so I recommend this again to exactly everyone out there, even to anyone who hasn't even seen anime before. And I'll see you guys next time on my next anime related video. Peace, guys.